Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we are reacting to a TikTok. We're gonna watch it all the way through and then reconvene because it's pretty short. So let's get into it. Okay, the little text at the top just says dating advice.
Yesterday, my friend told me she was going on a date, and I was like, that's so exciting. And she's like, I mean, not really. I'm not super interested in him. And I was like, why would you say yes then? And she was like, I mean, my last relationship, I wasn't super interested in him at first, but love and attraction definitely grows, and we had an amazing partnership for a very long time. I also have just been saying no a lot recently and have kind of put off dating, and I feel like I'm just not putting the best energy out into the universe, and I kind of just want to get back into the swing of things. It really got me thinking, like, is dating to date a good thing sometimes? Like, if you haven't dated for a really long time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but I do feel like sometimes you can fall out of your attraction state or your dating energy. Sometimes maybe it's a good thing to push yourself to get back out there and be in that fun, flirty energy. In all honesty, some of the people that I know that have the best relationships, it wasn't sparks flying at first. I think taking chances and just going on dates with people that maybe you wouldn't normally go on a date with, you might surprise yourself. Definitely going to try this myself.
Oh, cute. Okay, I'll be honest, I was a little worried at the start of the video, but I think there are actually so many nuggets of wisdom to elaborate on here that could really help any single people out there. I think overall this was a pretty positive video. I just want to elaborate on a few little things that stood out to me. The first one being a slow burn versus feeling this spark. And the reason I want to talk about this is because there are so many myths about dating and relationships out there that have just completely distorted people's sense of reality. Now, I can almost guarantee you've heard this before. Oh, he's a great guy, but I just didn't feel a spark. Maybe a woman has even said this to you if you're a guy watching. Also commonly mentioned and related to this is this love at first sight thing, another myth that is actually concerning, but I digress. But it turns out that this spark people talk about is actually a misattribution of arousal and is not reliable for long-term healthy relationships. It's often quite the opposite, to be precise. Dare I say, the spark often ends up being a fire that burns your house down. It's not great. People can often misinterpret mixed signals or mind games and the anxiety that can come along with those with chemistry or this so-called spark. And the reason I bring this up and why it's related to the video is because we can miss out on a great partner by being so quick to write them off if that initial spark isn't there. As she said, when we first meet someone, we form an initial impression, which is based mostly on appearance, because this is all we know about them to start, especially if you're swiping on a dating app or you're meeting online. But as we get to know someone more, they can often grow on us and we begin to see them very differently. So she's absolutely right. Love and attraction can grow over time, especially when we're talking here about a woman's attraction to men. I think this is an area where men and women are often different. Again, we have to leave room for nuance. I'm not saying that no men out there have this experience, but I think with women specifically, this can absolutely change over time. And even if you weren't necessarily super into someone in the beginning, it can absolutely get to that point as you get to know someone. But I think a lot of people are just so quick to write someone off if they don't feel this immediate head over heels spark. This is such an easy way to miss out on people that you could genuinely be compatible with. You know, again, because initial attraction is often based on these surface level qualities like physical appearance or shared interests, which might not accurately reflect long-term compatibility. Because long-term compatibility involves factors like shared values, communication styles, emotional connection, and your life goals. These are things that often become more apparent over time, and it's important to assess them for a successful and fulfilling relationship. The next thing that I want to talk about is this dating to date thing or dating outside of your type. Now, I don't know if dating to date is necessarily the answer or that you should just say yes to everyone, but I do think that it's important to recognize that dating is something you have to put time, effort, and energy into. As the girl mentioned in the video, it can be very easy to fall out of the dating process if you consistently say no or cancel last minute or just aren't making it a priority. It can also be way too easy to fall into the habit of isolation and solitude. So if you're someone who is single and wants to be in a relationship, you have to put that muscle to work. And perhaps dating outside of your rigid type or list of requirements could actually serve you well. Sometimes our genuine desires don't quite line up with our perceived preferences in a partner, so being open to something or someone that you might not have originally planned on can allow you to figure out what actually works for you long term and can end up leading to a more fulfilling, satisfactory relationship. There's actually a 2016 study published in Evolution and Human Behavior that delved into a question here: are we happier with a partner who fits our preferences to a T? The study actually found that whether a partner ticked all the boxes or not had very little bearing on how satisfied those people felt in the relationship. And actually, relationship satisfaction boiled down to two main things: whether our partner was a higher value mate compared to ourselves, and whether our partner was a higher value mate compared to our other options. Which is pretty interesting. Our perceived preferences and initial attraction for a partner aren't always the best gauge of the satisfaction of a relationship or long-term compatibility. I think dating outside of your type can also be a rewarding experience, could allow you to break free or even see these limiting patterns or biases that you might have developed in dating that probably are not working in your favor. If you keep dating this same type of person over and over again, and you're choosing poorly and it's not working out and things are not going well, it might be worth it to take a step back and ask yourself, okay, what are the patterns I'm seeing here? Why am I attracted to these type of people? Am I addicted to the chaos? Is there something deep rooted in me that I need to work on? Do I need to broaden my horizons here and date some different types of people? I think by exploring different types of people, you might open yourself up to new perspectives, interests, experiences. This can also really help you discover qualities and traits that you might not have considered attractive before. It really broadens your understanding of what you truly value in a partner and can lead to a lot of personal growth. Again, if you're able to identify these patterns that you continuously find yourself in and really get to the root of your attraction and why you like what you like. This is a wonderful opportunity to learn, to adapt, to challenge yourself, and can ultimately lead to a more fulfilling dating life or a long-term relationship. I've talked about this so many times before on my channel, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I think a lot of women today, which is why I've titled the video, single women need to hear this, or this could really help single women. We get so caught up in this checklist of things that we want in a future partner, and I think sometimes this can be to the detriment of our own happiness and success in a relationship and can really hold us back from finding someone that we're genuinely compatible with. A lot of the things on our list tend to be unrealistic as it is, but when you're so rigid about what you're looking for, I think this can really hold you back. If you have a lengthy checklist that might be full of a lot of unrealistic standards, or just surface level poor criteria in general, you're making it nearly impossible for yourself. So if I was giving advice to a chronically single friend in my life, whether it be a man or a woman, I would say maybe put the checklist away. Figure out the fundamentals that are actually going to contribute to the longevity and health of a relationship, and leave those other things to the side. If you put effort in and aren't so quick to write people off over these minuscule details that truly don't matter, you might have more success this way. I'm not saying that's going to work for everyone, but I think a lot of people have a lot of work to do in this department. So all that to say, I think this was a pretty positive video. I've been liking sharing more positive things with you guys lately and just sharing good advice for you guys and gals out there who might be single and struggling. So if you like this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. Also, if you come across a TikTok that you want me to react to, tag me down in the comments so that I see it and I will do my best to react. I always like getting those from you guys and it's really helpful for me as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching and I will see you all next time.